wonder who's kissing her now.
Who's kissing her now?
I wonder who's teaching her how.
I wonder who's teaching her how.
I wonder who's looking into her eyes. Breathing sighs and telling lies. I wonder who's buying the wine.
Who's buying the wine?
For the lips that I used to call mine.
For those sweet lips that I used to call mine.
I wonder if she ever tells him of me. I wonder who's kissing her now.
That is just such a cool song. Never heard it before in the past. Heard it here the other night when I was filming the first of many edited versions of this video, this episode we're going to do right now. How many of us have been in this spot? Wow, I love that thing. We've all probably been there at least once in our lifetime, but we only allowed it once probably before we kind of figured out the game. Let's just call it that. Anyways, everybody, what a beautiful Friday afternoon on your outpost on the West Coast out here in sunny Southern California, May 17th, 2024. I'm Florentino Rebuilding Company. Interesting video we're going to have today. Pretty much, as you can see, I painted Bill Balker's USHobbies O-scale. It's a 2-rail L131 2882 locomotive. Except for the running gear here, we haven't shot the clear coat yet, the Simagloss, but the tender and as you can see, the boiler and the cab and all that have their coat of Simagloss. But before we go on, let me go on real quick to say hi to the following new subscribers. I want to say hi to Mike Butler and Gary Tank. Mike Butler and Gary Tank, welcome aboard, guys. It's no big deal. Just hang out. If you can shed some input, feel free to do so. Constructive criticism is always good. If you're going to attack, or for those of you guys out there who want to kind of attack and be kind of nasty, I have no problem with that if you have no problem receiving it right back here. Every time I get a new phone, I open up the YouTube Studios app, and with this new phone was no exception. Only I waited too long. I waited a few months, and the other night about 2 or 3 in the morning, I opened it, and to my horror, I realized that a lot of you YouTubers have been commenting on my channel, but YouTube Studios did not notify my YouTube channel. I was unaware until I opened YouTube Studios, and I was like, oh man, was I embarrassed. I want to send my apologies to the following YouTubers. And, I'm real sorry if I seemed like a douchebag and I didn't respond to you guys right away. And I apologize from the bottom of my heart. David Kohler, 136, Ed Jones, Johnny Bros, 718, Jose Martinez, George Wilson, Craig Deaton, 6371. As always, I want to say hi to Big Eddie. Always want to say hi to Tokiko Skeleton. Always want to send hi and a lot of love to Jay Freeman, JPLK. But today, Friday, May 17th, Mopar kind of gave us a heads up that I guess Big Charlie's going to go in for some medical stuff. And I absolutely love Big Eddie and Big Charlie, but Big Charlie in particular. These two gentlemen literally were with me from day one, which was the beginning of the lockdown 4 years ago. And they didn't know me from a hole in the wall, and they inspired me. They picked me up and they encouraged me. And what you're looking in front of you right now on your screen is a result of two kind-hearted modelers that didn't know me from a hole in the wall, and just don't you want to be part of this? You know, what a brotherhood, just and sisterhood. Oh my God, our lady skilled model builders or artists on this channel just blow me away, man. I've got an idea for doing another Florentino Rebuilding Company YouTube channel, and I'll share that with you here in a couple of weeks. But I'm going to be focusing on young talent, both, especially, and try to exclusively stick to young talent, both male and female. But I'll share the details as we go along. And like I said, I apologize if I don't get to your comment. YouTube doesn't even notify me on a lot of things. But boy, do they like to threaten me. It's a Friday afternoon after school. My neighbor's kids are having a good time in the backyard. You might hear them laughing, playing ball in the background. Just bear with us. They're having a good time, and we're having a good time, right? But anyways, this is a video where, let's turn on the lights. We're not going to have any music at the end. We're going to go to another room. I want to show you guys a beautiful display cabinet I bought, and it's going to be set up in my other room where all those beautiful models I've been reviewing here the past few weeks, the late Ed Campbell's collection. I didn't want to put them in a box and shove them back in a closet. So I was talking with Bill a little bit, and what Bill said, what me and Bill talked about was displaying them. So I got all those models you've been seeing the last few weeks. I got them beautifully set up in the display cabinet. So no music at the end. We'll be done talking about this here pretty soon. And we'll go over to the other room. I want you to check out what the dear late Ed Campbell, our friendship, what I meant to him, what he meant to me. And you guys know what I'm talking about with your buddies, all right? I'm not lecturing, talking down to anybody. And you grumpy, crunchy, crusty old scalers that are stubbornly listening or watching this, even you guys have to agree. We all had our buddies way back in the day, right? Whether it was PD or LT or Jimmy, whoever it was, man, that was our buddies, man. That was awesome. We roamed the planet with our buddies. How more perfect can it get than that? And one day they're gone. They leave us. We leave them eventually one day. So, but the love for your brothers, the love for the brotherhood of your sisters continues forever. It only stops. They only cease to exist when you stop thinking about them. Okay, so you crunchy, grumpy old scalers that want to tell me what to do, and they don't like my channel, and they're gonna unsubscribe. Yeah, you guys had buddies too back in the day. You know what I'm talking about, you crunchy, crumpy old scalers who I've loved from day one. Okay. So these names I mentioned, Mike Butler, Gary Tang, Dave Kohler, Ed Jones, Jimmy Brother 718, Jose Martinez, George Wilson, Craig Deaton 6371, Big Eddie, Big Charlie, Tokiko Skeleton, and Freeman JPLK. Since the internet is forever, now those names are going to live forever right here on the Florentino Rebuilding Company YouTube channel. All right. So, let's play some music in the back. Well, let's play some music in the background. Let's hope it doesn't jump into a commercial like it likes to do. All right, guys. How did I meet Bill? By the way, it was me, Bill Bowker, Ed Campbell, Roger Jenkins, Al Espinoza, Jerry Snow, Harold. We were the little group. We met every Saturday somewhere in Southern California. Went to eat. First thing was first, we met at a Denny's somewhere, had breakfast and coffee, and just laughed our asses off. We're talking every Saturday, guys, for years and years and years. And we were either getting ready to go, all of us, to a train show, a little local train show or meet, go watch trains in Timoteo Canyon or Beaumont Pass, this is called also. Go out to Cajon Pass, head down to San Diego to the museum down there in Balboa Park. There was always something to do. Those days were magical, man. And Bill knew Ed. Ed loved Bill to death. Ed's son, Brian, loved Bill to death. They just enjoyed his company. Whenever Bill came to town, one of us tried to get together with him. And sometimes it wasn't possible, but just you guys know what I'm talking about. So I'm painting this locomotive for Bill Balker out of just the love I have for Bill. And he's tickled pink, and him and his beautiful wife out there, him and his beautiful wife Gail out there in Arkansas, they just seemed like a neat couple. And I'm honored. I'm extremely honored and humbled to be able to do this for someone who's not just my buddy or my friend, but he's closer than a brother actually at times. But here we are, Bill. Bill surprised me because I thought I was done. I thought I was just going to shoot a couple more little pieces of gloss on the running gear and stuff, and slap some decals on her and put it in a box and ship her away. But no, Bill Balker said he wants this weathered, which is no problem. But Bill Balker said, no. I want you to give it your Tino touch. Tino short for Florentino Rebuilding Company. And I said, whoa, okay. See, Bill knew me way back in the day when we didn't have a dime in our pocket to spend on expensive trains. We had to pay rent and stuff like that. So the only way I could get into the hobby, and Bill used to get a kick out of this. He was my biggest supporter. Reminds me a lot of Big Charlie. I would go to train shows and find 2-rail old scale, like All Nation or Walthers and stuff like that. Beat up box cars. This is a 3-rail one, doesn't count. But I'd get them without trucks. It was just the basic body, all beat up and chewed up and unrecognizable. I'd buy them for about $5, $10 a piece. I'd paint them, letter them, fix them up, add the see-through walkways or the walkways, the ladders, the couplers, new trucks, underbody detail, weather them. You couldn't tell they were beat up $5, $10 box cars. So Bill loved that. Bill to this day talks about that. And man, I had about 100 of those cars, by the way. And he told me, I want you to weather it like you used to do those cars. So to me, that was an honor. It's going to add another month, maybe 5 weeks to the build. But what we're going to do something a little bit different here. We're not going to weather it the way traditional O-scalers weather all their equipment, including me once upon a time. We're going to weather this puppy 100% with something you never see in O-scale anyways, and that would be oils. Okay, so let's see here. Let's zoom in. All right, so what we're going to do, well, without giving away all the secrets, we're going to add a blue filter. We're going to highlight the boiler bands and the lagging clamps. We're going to add streaks and stuff, streaking effect. We're going to add smoke and streaking of smoke and all that good stuff. Each appliance on the locomotive is going to be its own weathering project solely by itself. And we're going to attack it with different mediums. When we're done with this, it's not going to have that look of running through a dust storm or a mud storm, but rather it's not going to look weathered from far away or maybe dull coated. But when you pick it up or look at it close in your hand, you're going to be like, whoa. And you're going to start seeing all the little subtleties, the warm subtleties of weathering with oils. Now, this is something brand new. I never even knew existed till about 3 years ago during the lockdown, 4 years ago. I saw the armor guys and the military guys weather with oils, and I was blown away. I couldn't believe, my head exploded. I couldn't believe what I was seeing with my own eyes. And I started doing it on my AMT builds. So that particular Freightliner dump truck built up, you see in the background there, that's 100% weathered with oils. And I did a 5-part series on that. You can dig back into my video archives and check that out. And we're going to do We're gonna do a video series strictly on me weathering Bill's locomotive. 5-part series, 25 minutes each, and it's actually fascinating. It has now tied with number one. What I enjoy the most of the hobby is the research and planning. Tied now with number one is weathering with oils. It's just fascinating. I sit here for days and hours, and I'm just in my own little world, at peace with myself and all my demons inside my head. But we use panel line streaking effects, post shading, pre shading, dot filter effects, mud effects, rust effects, calcium effects, all sorts of good stuff like that. We'll use panel line or wash to bring out each one of these little stay boats. You got about 100. Let's get some light on this. Wait, don't fall. You got about 100 stay bolts on this side and about 100 stay bolts on this side. We're gonna bring each individual one out to pop right at you. It's gonna look phenomenal, man. When this thing is done, she's gonna be beautiful. I can't wait. And well, let me show you. To my old crunchy, crusty, grumpy old scalers who don't budge one bit and say, Boulder Dash, I remember you damn little Mexican punk. You used to run around here and this and blah, 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 blah. Well, nah, actually, everybody gave me a lot of love. And eventually I won over all those old grumpy fuddy-duddies and have a huge, nothing but respect and a huge place for them in my heart, and vice versa, believe it or not. They were no longer afraid of young Mexican dudes running around in their museum. But anyways, this is 100% weathered with oils. We're almost done here, guys. Stick around. I just kind of want to show this off a little bit. Let's take the camera in. You guys can check it out a little better. All metal frames, all metal fuel tank. Let's cut out the commercial there. All metal fuel tank, all metal bed. This was a fun build, but what blew me away was oiling or weathering with oils. And stuff. The realism cannot be matched by any other medium or weathering technique. As far as I'm concerned, I was an art major going into college. I changed to business and then business accounting, and finally wound up doing the law thing. And but I've painted, weathered, and have been taught, have used, have learned pretty much every artist technique there is known that you can learn. But you guys don't have to go to become an art major or anything like that, because I'm giving you my lessons, passing along the baton to the new generation of modelers for absolutely nothing, for free. So Bill, if you want your locomotive to kind of have this look. Oh, real quick, I broke these pieces off when I was painting and cleaning some parts off. Never be afraid to make a mistake. Never be afraid to admit you made a boo-boo, or this isn't boo-boo, this is a little accident. We'll fix that, we'll take care of it, should be as good as new, and we'll touch up the paint. Here's the pieces right here. It's all part of the hobby. I have a segment on my YouTube build series that I call Crash and Burn. And when we experiment with something on my models live on YouTube or a fix or something, and we don't know if it's going to work or not, it's either going to crash or burn. It's either going to succeed and everyone's going to say, oh, Florentino Rebuilding Company, you're awesome. Yo, we're a great modeler. Or this might be a 2-part video. No, we'll end it right about here. We're going to go to the other room real quick. Or what was I going to say? Either Oh, either it succeeds, everybody congratulates me, or it doesn't and it explodes and it crashes and burns right before your eyes, and we all have a good laugh. And then people start piping in with recommendation, advice, what we can do to make it work. And it has been so successful because it pumps us up. Our little community here, we're not afraid to make mistakes anymore. I hope not. And alrighty. So I can't think of anything else. We're going to go to the other room. I'll show you guys that display case. We're going to take the phone off the tripod. No, we'll take the tripod with us. Okay. All right. We'll be back. Don't go nowhere. I'm going to walk us over to the other room. Hold on one second while I pause this. All right, folks. We are back. So I was able to find this display cabinet. I bought it, $60. Everything was there. Nothing was broken. All the hardware was there. Got a good deal. Loaded it on my truck. The whole idea, as soon as I saw it, was I can use that to display Ed Campbell's beautiful collection of trains we've been talking about here. Excuse the mess. I'm still working in my living room. I'm just about wrapped it up, but as you can see, I got stuff all over the place. But anyways, I apologize about that glare in the background. Tell you what, let's take the camera off the tripod. We have more control about what we're going to show. So these particular cases, you can tell there's no front door. There's no seam here where the two doors open. These particular cases open from the side here. So little door from the side. It was advice. You guys remember the name? This is a name that I used to see in magazines, old model railroad magazines as a kid. Boxcar Ken. Well, Boxcar Ken apparently was located not too far from my house where I grew up in La Mirada, California, up in the Whittier Hills. Apparently someone spoke to him of me and gave him my number, and the guy gave me a call. He goes, hey, Florentino Rebuilding Company, I heard a lot about you, and I hear you're looking for some passenger car kits. I got some here. Would you like to come up to my place? I can show you around. I said, sure. That was a Boxcar Ken. That was Ken Casford, and I hope he's still around. He showed me his beautiful home up in the hills, his beautiful collection, and he had a whole bunch of these type cabinets that open from the side. He said they're also called trophy cases or trophy cabinets, and he highly recommended. He said if I was going to start displaying my stuff, that was the only way to go. Now here, 25 years later, here I am finally doing it, and I'm going to buy some more. I have some more in my shop, and we're going to put them right here next to this one here. They're identical to this, except they open from the front, but it's one giant one-piece panel. It opens from the front, so you don't have that seam in the middle. And I'm going to blame Dave Parsley for this. Dave Parsley built his model railroading, his HO Santa Fe layout or HO layout down in his basement over the winter. I've been talking to Bill Balker here recently, and he encouraged me to build my layout. I'm going to build a model railroad in my workshop. There's one loop around the walls, old scale, so I can run and display this stuff. So I'm not going to have, I don't want these cabinets in there when I do that. So we'll bring those cabinets over here, and I already went and priced some lumber and techniques I'm going to have to do and stuff like that. But I'm really, really looking forward to it. How did I meet Bill Balker? Well, back in the early 90s, there was a swap meet at the Model Railroad Museum down in Balboa Park, San Diego. I was a member down there back then. It was a Saturday morning. It was me. I showed up early to see if I can get some deals at the swap meet. There was another member there. It was Saturdays was his day. His name was Gene Laguidi, and there was a Pat Gary. And we're inside talking at the layout, getting ready to get the trains running for the public. And all of a sudden, this huge building of a man, all strong, muscular, big as a building. Tapped on our window, display window there from the public side, and he was saying something. I don't think we remember what he was saying, but he had a huge, giant, infectious smile on him. Well, that was Bill Bowker. And the other guys, I don't remember if they said anything or saying anything, but I immediately said, "Hey, man, you want to come back here with us?" And he said, "Sure." And I let him in from the side door there, and look how many years ago that was, and look at the friendship. That's going to be another lifelong friendship that resulted from that. So you tell me if this hobby isn't beautiful or not. What a freaking joy, man. What a ride this has been. Just what a fantastic ride. And don't you want to be a part of this hobby too? Well, you all have an awesome week. I'm going to post this right away. It's Friday, so hopefully you'll be getting it here before bedtime. You all have a blessed weekend, and we will talk later. You all take care. Bye.